think, Marge. All I need is a title.
Some Democrats and their lapdogs in the mainstream media are making a lot of noise about an upcoming blue wave that will sweep away the GOP in the U.S. House of Representatives and allow them to regain power. To be fair, they may have a bit of a point. Historically, the party in power generally loses seats in Congress in the midterm elections during a presidency. That is the second and 6 years of a presidential term in office, assuming the president wins 2 terms. In the case of the 2018 elections, what is shaping up at this point is some possibilities for the Democrats, but not the blue wave they are hoping for. In the U.S. Senate, as I have said before, it will be virtually impossible for Democrats to do anything but lose more seats in the chamber, as the numbers are currently stacked in the GOP's favor. I believe that the GOP will come just short of reaching a filibuster-proof 60 votes, but having 57 or 58 votes in the Senate will make it that much more easier for them to get things done. The situation in the U.S. House is a bit different. A fairly large number of GOP congressmen have announced plans to retire, including House Majority Leader Paul Ryan. Ryan's stated reason for leaving is patently soft. He is going home to spend more time with his kids. However, Dems spin the Ryan retirement as a man leaving the ship before it sinks, again pinning their analysis on the coming blue wave. The problem is, I believe that the Democrats are overplaying their chances of overturning the GOP majority in the U.S. House. While I see Democrat possibilities, I do not see a blue wave. Here's the situation. To this point, roughly 38 GOP congressmen have announced their retirement. The GOP currently has a 21-seat majority, so they have to successfully retain at least 21 seats to maintain the majority that they have right now. With an additional 17 seats being opened up, this could be hard. If the Democrats were to win all 17 of these seats, they would only need 10 more to secure a majority in the U.S. House. Of the contested elections in 2018, 30 are solidly or leaning Republican, while 32 lean Democrat, leaving 30 contests as toss-ups. If the Democrats were to win the toss-up elections in the states that Hillary Clinton won in 2016, they would gain 1 seat in Washington, 3 in California, 3 in Minnesota, 1 in Illinois, and 2 in New York. That's 10 seats, and it's quite a bit short of the victories that needed to flip the House. At that point, the Dems would need to knock off Republicans in weak GOP seats, but given the current political circumstances, that might be hard to do, and here's why. Even though the Dems and the liberals in the media pound on Trump about everything, it actually has not hurt Trump that much. And in fact, the president has risen slowly but steadily in the polls. He may be in the mid-60s by November. The higher the poll numbers go for President Trump, the less likely it'll be that Democrats will pick up seats in GOP-held districts. Also, the economy continues to grow at a strong pace. Last year's GDP was about 2.9%, and the government is predicting at least 3% for this year, with the possibility of perhaps reaching 5% at some point. It is pretty hard to argue with economic results, and voters tend to support people and policies that help the economy. President Trump is also achieving success in other areas. Despite being blasted for each step he makes by the mainstream media, he threatens war with North Korea. He's bad. Then he agrees to sit down with the Norco leader. He's bad. His move to end DACA, very bad. And it is still bad, even with the good results that we've seen at the border. People tend to support a person who is being successful, and the GOP still has time to field candidates who will support President Trump and those policies and work to get them accomplished. Also, there really is nowhere else to go if you generally support President Trump but are dissatisfied with your local congressman. The answer is to elect someone who supports the president, a process we've been calling Trumpification. The answer is not to give power in the U.S. House back to the Democrats, who have already threatened to repeal part or all of the 2017 tax reform, and the wingnuts in the party who want to impeach President Trump. Finally, there may be a weak but still effective down-ballot effect that might help the GOP. For instance, if you are in a district in Wisconsin and your choice for the U.S. Senate is current incumbent Tammy Baldwin or her GOP challenger, you might vote for the GOP, but not only in the U.S. Senate race, but also in the U.S. House. Thus, the GOP candidate in the U.S. House might ride the coattails of a strong GOP candidate in the U.S. Senate. As we have said before, the best opportunity for the Democrats to regain control of Congress will be in 2022 or 2024, when they will be writing out a Trump second term and have a real opportunity to propose a change of course that might actually have a chance of being implemented if a Democrat president can be elected. Right now is not that time.